Hello, my crafty friends. I sure hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts. If you're new to my channel or you're a returning subscriber, welcome. And welcome to the June episode of Crack the Vault, hosted by Jamie, aka Poetspice, on YouTube. And for this video, I am rediscovering one of my favorite 3D projects that I created a few years ago, which is a Shabby Chic Vintage Typewriter. In today's video, I'm going to give you a full overview of this project, and then I will do a tutorial which walks you through step by step on how to create this project. To make this project, I used a digital file by SVG Cuts. It's from the Good Day at the Office SVG kit, and the file that I used is the typewriter box. The paper collection that I used is by Mintay. It's called Love Letters. I love the way this project turned out, and I did a lot of fussy cutting. I didn't add a lot of flowers because this paper is filled with beautiful flowers, and I used that as a focal point for my project. This project measures 10 inches from top to bottom. It is 7 inches wide, and the depth is 6.5 inches. On the top, I have these beautiful cut aparts. I use the chipboard ephemera. The first sentiment here says, "You're the reason I believe in love." I have more of these beautiful layered flowers. I had so much fun cutting them out. We've got this little butterfly, a pearl trim, and then we have another sentiment here that says, "Everlasting love." I found this beautiful rose and lace trim in my stash. On the bottom, we have more fussy cut images. We have a stacked letter and more of these beautiful flowers. In the center, I have this peach, pearl, and rhinestone heart. The entire box is outlined in flat back pearls, which I think adds an elegant touch to it. We have this keyboard, and I've backed this with the minty green paper. On the right side, we have a little bit of this peach lace sticking out in the background, and I've fussy cut more flowers, the birds, and I added in more of this beautiful rose lace trim here, and I have this beautiful butterfly here, which is from Renee Bouquets. On the bottom, I have added these bronze cloth feet, and you can see this beautiful flat-backed pearl all around. This is a side. Again, we have more of this beautiful flat-backed pearl. For the handle, I've added in a button from my stash. This is the back. I fussy cut this image from one of the cut aparts, and it says love. I just think that is so pretty. And then I took this chipboard piece that says Love Letters, the name of the paper collection, and I added this on the back. And again, we have more of this beautiful paper. And on this side, we have another knob that's lined in the flat back pearls and this beautiful pearl button. This is such a beautiful and romantic piece. This top comes off. And inside, it's very deep. It goes all the way to the top here. You can add in a mini album, embellishments, or other keepsakes. Let me give you a view from the back. Let me adjust the camera so I can give you a close-up of these details. Here you can see more of the beautiful cutouts. I just love these floral arrangements. Here we have a feather quill, and it says love. All of these pages have been inked with a rosy velvet ink. Here we have more fussy cut detail and this beaded trim. And because this is a love letter paper, you'll notice throughout the paper line these beautiful envelopes that have love letters inside. Here we have a fussy cut butterfly that's three-dimensional. And I love this trim, this dusty rose. Here's that beautiful rhinestone piece. And again, you can see that this is completely lined in pearls. And in the corner, more of this lace. I love these butterflies by Renee Bouquet. They are laser cut chipboard pieces. We have a sentiment from the paper that says Love Letters and more of this lace. And here's a close-up of the bronze feet. I really love the way this Shabby Chic typewriter box turned out. This is a lovely gift box. It could also be used as a home decor piece. I could see it sitting on a desk or a fireplace mantle. It's a beautiful piece that you can display any time of the year. Now that I've given you an overview of this project, let me grab my materials so that we can make this project together. Gathered the materials to make our typewriter gift box. We are using a digital file by SVG Cuts from the Good Day at the Office. This is the file that I'm using. It's the typewriter box, and it has all of the elements that we need to cut out. The paper collection that I'm using is by Mintay. This is called Love Letters. I imported the SVG files into Cricut Design Space, and I've cut them out on my Cricut Maker. The first section that we will be working on is the top of the typewriter box. There will be 4 pieces that have a little circle. Each of them are on the sides here, and that way you know which pieces go together. First, we're going to grab this piece. I've already gone ahead and folded along the score lines, and I'm going to take this side piece, and you know this is the correct size because this slant fits perfectly against this tab here. So you want to go ahead and glue this tab right into place, making sure that the score lines are aligned. Next, we're going to grab the back that looks like this. I folded along all of the score lines, and we're going to glue this edge here along this large slant here. Now we're going to grab the next piece, and we're going to glue this right into place, and then we will close this up by gluing this panel just like so. Next, I'm going to glue these little tabs here on all 4 sides to close up the top of the typewriter. Okay, so we can start here. And then we have our last panel here. Now we're going to turn this over, and you'll notice that the back and the front have these little tabs. What we're going to do is glue these tabs down, and this will simply give this top part a bit more stability. And we're going to do the same thing on the front. Next, we want to glue this piece down, and to do that, we're simply going to put glue on these 3 inside tabs. Okay. And that will close the top of the typewriter. I'm just going to fold this down in place and give it a few seconds to dry. Next, I'm going to take this piece, and we're going to glue this on the inside of our lid, just like so. And this covers up the tabs and also gives the top a bit more stability. So let's go ahead and glue that in now. Next, we are going to glue on the top panels, and there are 4 pieces. There's also 1 additional piece which I've cut out to go on this little tiny lever here. So we are going to glue this piece on, and there should be a nice little border all around. When you glue this down, you want to make sure that you do not glue this piece down. Okay, so there's a piece here, there's this back piece, and then we have the 2 side pieces. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue these pieces in now. Next, we're going to grab this piece. This is the piece that's going to come out of the top of the typewriter, and I have already gone ahead and folded along the score lines. We're going to put glue along this tab here, and we're going to fold this in on itself so that it creates a little triangle on either side. Okay, then we're going to put glue along this tab here, and you want to make sure you have a nice even amount of glue. And we're going to take this and feed this through. You want to make sure this little bar is in front of the paper, and you want to make sure that this is even and just press in. Next, we're going to glue on these knobs. Unfortunately, I went ahead and assembled them and I did not record it, but this comes in a long thin strips and it has tabs, and each of the tabs are glued on to the angle of this piece right here to form the tab. And then you have this decorative liner which comes in the file as well. Once this is assembled, you simply put glue here and then you will attach the knob just like so on either side of the typewriter. Now we're going to assemble the bottom of the typewriter, and there are 4 pieces. Each of these pieces are numbered. I've just gone ahead and marked it with a black pen so you can see. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's take a look at this piece. What I've done is gone ahead and folded along the score line. Now what you want to do is fold this piece in just like so. However, you want all of these tabs to be folded back. So you want to have a nice curve just like this in all of these tabs. And then we're going to glue the next piece. It really doesn't matter which order you do this in, but we're going to glue piece number 3 to piece number 2, and then we'll glue it all the way up to the top of the box. Once that's done, we'll glue on piece number 4 to the back and then finish it up with piece number 1. Okay, so let's start gluing in the first piece here. I suggest you glue 1 tab at a time. You want to make sure that each tab is securely attached before you move on to the next piece. And this side of this typewriter box will curve up. Now I'm going to add glue to the next tab. Maybe I'll do 2 tabs. And that piece will just glue into place just like so. Okay, I'm going to glue this all the way up to the top. Next, we're going to glue on piece 4, just like so. And then we're going to grab piece 1. This is going to be glued on just like so. And then we will close the box up just like we did on the other side. Now that we have the box assembled, we want to turn this over and we're going to grab this piece. This is the bottom of the box and it has angles on either side. We're going to glue this on just like so. What I suggest is putting glue on 1 tab first, getting that anchored, and then applying glue around so that you have a nice secure fit. So I'm just going to put glue on this first panel here and then get it right up to the edge of the box. And once you have that firmly attached, you can glue down the rest of the pieces. Then you want to just take your bone folder and burnish these tabs. Make sure there's a nice strong adhesion all around. Now that we have the bottom glued down, we're going to glue in the liner. The liner is slightly smaller than the bottom, so we're just going to put glue on the back and then attach that inside to cover up the tabs. Next, we're going to glue down the keyboard. Before we do that, I want to point out a few of these little circles and dots that are cut out. These are for the letters in the keyboard. So with the keyboard, I have gently folded along the score lines. When we glue this down, we want to make sure that this second row here is centered first. And when you do that, you can see that there's a circle for the Q, the R, the O, and the P, as well as the D. And you'll have an equal border all around the perimeter. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down now. We have the keyboard glued on. Now we can add on the decorative panels, and you want to fold along the score lines, and these will fit just like so. There should be a nice border all around. So this goes here. You've got another side panel. This will go on the side. This larger piece will go in the back, and then we have a thinner piece, which will go right in the front. So let's glue those down now. My typewriter box is assembled. Now I can begin to decorate. I'm going to do that offline, and I'll be back with the final reveal. This concludes my review of my Shabby Chic typewriter. Hopefully I've inspired you with new and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now, and happy crafting.